Queenscliff is a seaside town best known for its Victorian-era heritage and lies 106 kilometres south of Melbourne on the tip of the Bellarine Peninsula. As you approach Queenscliff, on the right is a respite for disadvantaged children called Cottage by the Sea. I remember staying there when I was a little girl of about 7 for a few days. It was a real experience. It was fun walking in and out of the shops, exploring all that they had for sale, particularly the bric-a-brac shop that had a nautical theme. But I loved the brass dogs and would have bought them if I had had an open fire. Something to think about maybe in the future. The Queenscliff Main Street is greatly enhanced by the restoration of all the old buildings and verandas. It really has the feel of an old country town. It was lunchtime and we dropped into the Shelter Shed, one of our favourite eateries, to have a spot of Sunday lunch. It was delicious and we highly recommend it. Up the road is the Rolling Pin Bakery. It has the best pies in Queenscliff and certainly well patronised. It's the winner of Australia's Best Pie in 21 and 22. And speaking about pies, pies are a go-to meal in this household. They're cheap, tasty, and use up all sorts of leftovers. Just cut the pastry, pop it in the pie maker and spoon in the ingredients. This time we're using leftover spaghetti sauce, but it could be leftover curry or the remainders of a Chinese takeaway. Then close the lid and stand back for 15 minutes and you'll have a delicious meal. Even the leftover pastry can be used. Sprinkle with some Parmesan cheese, cut it into strips and twist. Pop it on a tray and cook it for 10 minutes. They're delicious with a sweet chilli dipping sauce and just right for a nighttime drink. It's thumbs up for this pie. Why don't you try it? Moving on, we've got a guided tour of the fort at 1:45 p.m. Can't be late. The Queenscliff Fort occupies nearly 7 hectares on high ground, known as Shortlands Bluff, and overlooks the shipping lanes leading to Melbourne and Geelong. The 2-hour guided tour costs $15 for pensioners, but it's well worth the money. The fort guide told us about aspects of the life in the fort beginning in the mid-1850s up to the present day. In 1862, the Black Lighthouse was built to replace an earlier crumbling sandstone structure, with stone carried from quarries near Melbourne. It was one of the many that ringed the bay to warn ships of the many dangers. The fort was built around the light. It guarded ships during the 1850s and 60s, bringing gold from the Victorian diggings during the gold rush. Between the 2 points is only 3.5 kilometres, and in the middle of that is a channel that's 375 metres wide. It's narrow and dangerous, so the ships needed all the help they could get coming through the heads. This cannon is invisible until raised by hydraulic pressure to fire. It's a Victorian example of industrial skill. The museum houses the history of the fort. The guide explains in detail events depicted by the memorabilia and photos from the 1850s to the present day. On this windy and cold autumn day, we've enjoyed our 2 hours spent touring the fort. It was something we always meant to do when we found the time. We hope you've enjoyed looking around with us, and we'll see you again soon.